Hey there, I'm SongRider, and today we're taking a quick look at the CHOAM Salvage Rights event. The first thing you probably noticed rather quickly the moment you loaded into the Haga Basin is that there's a crap ton of anti-aircraft cannon fire aimed at the sky. Some of these cannon guys are not too bright, and some are brilliant and have somehow hidden an entire cannon inside of a rock that can fire through the rock. Don't worry though, it doesn't seem to damage Thopters, only CHOAM ships. Speaking of the CHOAM ships, they're probably losing billions of Solari every day right now as the desert is becoming littered with little CHOAM transport ships. The sandworms have been very busy trying to clean up the mess, but be patient, there's quite a few to clean up. Something else I noticed is I'm seeing a lot more of the regular crashed ships as well. Not sure if this is a result of a higher spawn rate, or the worms are just so busy cleaning up the little CHOAM ships that there's not enough time to get the other ones too. Alright, so let's get in the meat and potatoes here. So this event has 3 contracts available from this fellow at several different trading posts. I didn't see him at the anvil for some reason, so it may be only some of the higher level trading posts. And I'm not sure why it's the same guy in each place or how they managed to do that. Is CHOAM cloning people now? Anyways, the contracts are to do the following. 1, destroy a single one of these anti-aircraft cannons, kill 25 Kirab, and to salvage a ship and then return the cargo. The first 2 are extremely easy, and the third one is also pretty easy as long as you have a Thopter. Any of the cannons that are still firing are a prime target to complete the Destroy a Cannon contract. The guards are Kirab, so for anything steel tier and above, they should be very easy to dispatch. For this video, I have a purple aluminum tier rifle I'm using for this, and it one-shot everything. Use your cutter tool on the panel on the back of the turret, and then activate the button, and the turret will go boom a few minutes later. Make sure to grab the loot from the small chest at each of these cannons. For each cannon chest seems to have about a 75 to 80% chance to drop one of the quest items you need for getting the cosmetics. In total, you're going to need 125 of these CHOAM Salvage items. Is it CHOAM? CHOAM? I'm going to say CHOAM. For quest 2, any of the cannons will have Kirab at them. Additionally, the Kirab enemies guarding camps and stations throughout the Vermilia's Gap will continue to count towards your progress. However, as long as someone isn't going to each of the cannons before you, you should get plenty of kills for this contract while running around and grabbing the loot at cannons. Quest 3 is a little bit more involved and requires you to salvage one of these downed CHOAM ships. Now, with all this chaos going on, Big Daddy Worm is in a mood, so this can be fairly dangerous. Each ship has a pair of cargo containers on the back you can cut open. You need to cut the hull, then the door to get into one. In total, you'll need to, for sure, cut about 4 times to fully complete a ship. For the contract, I think you only have to loot one side of the ship and then purchase a cosmetic from the contract vendor. So if the worm scares you off on your second attempt, don't worry, you still should get the contract, I think. Inside each container is a mini puzzle or event. Some have poison, some have fire, some have both, oh my. You can use the compactor to get rid of them. Others have a bit of scrap, which you'll have to cut out of the way, and sometimes it's just a few boxes to dash around. Additionally, in some cases, after looting the chest at the back, you may run into some Kirab salvagers. Again, should be pretty easy to kill or run past them. Now, this isn't like a full-length ship, it's basically a cargo container that you're running into, so it's not like incredibly massive that you have to find your way through while trying to avoid the worm. But it is enough that if you're in there when the worm comes, you may be in trouble. Because remember, the worm can eat the entire ship, so don't get bogged down in it. And in my opinion, for heaven's sakes, don't take your main kit and Thopter around to these. The enemies are a piece of cake. You can absolutely use a throwaway set for the entire event, and you can probably use the lowest tier scout Thopter and get away scot-free. Unless the worm eats it, then you're just down a tier 4 Thopter instead of a tier 6. The loot inside of these ships is actually absolutely terrible. I typically got only the CHOAM Salvage boxes, which are used to turn in for the cosmetics at a vendor. Don't come expecting a haul of goodies, unless I'm just incredibly unlucky. Additionally, ships for me tended to contain 1 to 2 salvage boxes in each container for a total of 2 to 4, depending on your luck. I did see folks saying they got 3 in some container boxes as well, so it could be possible to get up to 6 if you're stupid lucky. If you want to complete the event quickly and don't mind gambling with your gear and Thopter, then hit the ships and don't really worry about the cannons. If you're risk averse like I am, looting the cannons over and over, which is actually extremely fast as I'll probably be done looting a cannon by the time I'm done saying this, should be more than sufficient to get all the cosmetic items. Like I said earlier, you need 125 salvage boxes for every cosmetic. This equates to roughly 125 cannons visited, though you're most likely going to need to get a few more because sometimes the cannon boxes don't drop salvage. If you're risking it and hitting ships too, at 2 to 4, if you average 3 at each ship, you're looking at around somewhere of like 42 down ships. But this does not take into account all the down ships you cannot fully loot because Big Daddy Worm came over to visit, or all the ships you start to loot and get interrupted by the worm. Sometimes he doesn't show up the whole time you're looting it, and other times I've had him show up the moment I started cutting the door. It's a gamble, and all you're getting are a few more salvage boxes for your time. And sometimes I got a basic heal kit, which I don't know why they even included that. Well, I thought the event style was pretty cool. Some of these graphical glitches, like the cannon firing directly through cliffs, rocks, and player bases, as well as the distinct lack of loot when going after any of these cargo ships, made it more of a just, it's okay event for me. I guess when it comes down to the CHOAM Salvage rights event, we actually don't have the rights to salvage anything on those little boats. Want some more guides or gameplay? Make sure to subscribe or watch some of the videos below.